We are joined by Emily Sonnett. Can everyone hear me okay? Layman, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay, great. We're joined here by defender Emily Sonnett, getting ready for tomorrow's match against Kansas City. As usual, if you guys have a question, just hit the raise your hand function on Zoom and I'll call on you. Emily, if you could just start us off, it's a big match tomorrow. Just your thoughts on a big game here in Kansas City.
Sure, Jeff. I think any game is big. We know how tight the table is this year. So points obviously matter, and it will be a good matchup against KC.
Questions for Emily. Kasuf, go ahead.
Emily, thanks for doing this. Just wondering, you mentioned the tight table. You've been in the league, you've seen the evolution. Does it feel any different in terms of the variety of team quality and sort of week to week this year than previous seasons? I mean, there's a bigger gap from first to last this year and last, but there's a lot of congestion in the middle. Does the week to week feel any different to you as a player in terms of the quality?
Uh, uh, Maybe a little. I don't remember the last time that the standings and the end of the year felt this exciting. Obviously how tight it is. I guess you can call it middle, but I guess it's like a big chunk of teams. I think there's a lot of teams playing like they really want to be in the playoffs, which makes every game super exciting. And speaking for Gotham specifically, it's a games that we all have to show up for. I think that's probably talking about everyone in NWSL. But if anything, it makes it really tight and hopefully brings out the best football or soccer out of a lot of NWSL teams.
And just Kansas City specifically, I mean, I think it's there's obvious factors to see how and why they're good, but is there anything for you on the opposing side of what jumps out as a clear challenge with them?
I think Kansas City has had an incredible year, as anyone can see. I think something that's important for us is sticking to what we're really good at and fine-tuning that. They obviously have threats. I think they've been really well coached. But understanding that they're just another game and 3 points are really valuable for us.
Maybe just one more, if I could quickly. The team, focusing on Gotham from maybe first half of the season, just roughly speaking, anyway, to back end here, seems like things have really clicked in maybe post summer break. Anything tangible to you that jumped out in that, or is that just sort of coming together in the season in the home stretch?
Sure. I think coming together, I think this team specifically, I think each year is a different team. So the learnings and the layering in what we're actually doing and continuing to fine tune, I think it's not a secret that it's kind of a slower start, and now we're kind of hitting more of a stride. So I think something that this team can be really proud of is taking all those learnings and on the second half of the year, putting together a few good performances.
Thanks,
John,
Emily.
go ahead.
Hi, Emily. Jonathan Lehman from the Post. Just to follow up on that question, what are some things that you think specifically the team's doing better than they were maybe a couple of months ago, or as that fine tuning has occurred, what are the differences that you're seeing specifically?
Sure. I think our final third is looking a little bit more connected. I think as a unit, defensively, we're tightening up spaces, which feels good, which maybe ends up meaning that we're running a little less, which I think everyone kind of likes. I think those are probably like the most specific, but the continued layering in for each game plan and then fine tuning our final third, because I think games are won and lost in the 18. So that's probably our biggest our I guess the more specific of what we've kind of fine tuned.
And a Kansas City question, if you don't mind. You're as a veteran of the league, you've seen a lot of different kind of powerhouse teams come and go in NWSL. This year's Kansas City team that has opened up this huge lead in first place, does that remind you of anything that you've seen in years past, or just the form that they're in? Is it kind of ringing any bells for you from NWSL teams of the past?
Orlando last year. I don't really know how to answer that, but I think Casey has proven that have been a really good team this year. It's a matchup that I think everyone who wants to win the championship, it's a matchup that they definitely want at the end of the year. To kind of have an exciting game, but to understand how good of a matchup and how we can look hopefully into a postseason.
Great, thanks.
Melanie, go ahead.
Yes. Hi, thanks for taking the time. Melanie from The Athletic. Kind of following up to some of the things you said, you spoke about how the season has been so exciting, how there's been so many, strong teams, and each week is kind of a fight. These past few weeks have been pretty back to back for Gotham. I think you played the top five teams in a row, and now you're coming up against Kansas City Current. So just as a player, as a team, how do you stay mentally ready, for each week and knowing that each game is kind of like fighting for that spot in the, keeping either the third place, fourth place position?
Yeah, I think something that's incredible about this league, it doesn't really matter what or where one team is in the standings. You're going to get a physical match. You're going to get teams that don't give up. So I think the whole year kind of prepares you for that. Because on the day, another team could be the better team, and I think that just speaks to the talent that's across the league here in the NWSL.
Great, thank you. And one follow-up of you talked about how the team changes every year, and I know Jaden was kind of, a player that came in and was immediate impact for Gotham. Just what's it like playing with her, and what has it been like having her on the team?
Sure. I've known Jaden. I was with her at Spirit when she wasn't first signed. She was training. And then that's before she went to San Diego. Obviously I'm familiar with national team. Um, I love being able to reconnect with national team players at club level. Being able to train with someone every day with the caliber like Jaden is really special. It makes me better. I feel like she's found a really good spot here, and I'm really excited to see how she grows and how the rest of the season goes.
Great, thank you.
Anything else for Emily? Jonathan, go ahead.
Yeah, last one. The idea of finishing in the top four and having a playoff game at home, how much is that a goal for the team, or something you discuss as being a goal?
Um, I think having a home playoff match, anybody wants who wants to travel more, and everyone wants to play in front of their fans. I think it was always a goal to hopefully host the postseason. Definitely on our minds, but more importantly, that it doesn't matter. Each game is taken individually, and understanding that points matter, especially this far into the season.
Cool. Thanks.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Emily. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. Bye, you guys.